Well, hi, my name is Sheri Kling, and on this Deeper Rhythm channel, I talk about how to listen to the deeper rhythm of your own life. And I mostly focus on dreams, spirituality, and transformation, though I may occasionally dip into other topics. Anything that helps us grow and flourish, that's what I'm interested in. And so today I'm recording this on Monday, December 7th, 2020. But whenever you're listening to it, I welcome you. I invite you to join this Deeper Rhythm community. And there are links in the comments below so you can see a little bit more about what I'm doing and what I want to achieve on this channel, and find ways to connect with me also, which I'll talk a little bit more about at the end of this video. And so if you like this content, I hope that you'll like this video and subscribe and share it. And when you subscribe, click on the little bell so that you get all the notifications. And like I said, there are links below to register for some upcoming events that I've scheduled that are contemplative events looking at a dream. And you can also click on a link to connect with me, to work with me one-on-one about spirituality and dream work. And also you can click on a link to become a patron of this channel and really be part of the community and support the work that I'm doing here. So the question today is, do our dreams mean anything? And that's a question that I'm often asked. And I see that kind of a question pop up all the time on Facebook and in just general conversation with people. And so that's what I'm going to talk about today. And so first, let me just say that really to be human is to dream. And people have been seeing their dreams as carriers of important information, and even as communication with a sacred or divine source for millennia. Now, dreams have been seen as a source of inspiration also for great creative inventions, like Howe's invention of the sewing machine, and even Handel's composing of the Messiah was inspired by a dream. And there are many more examples like that. Now, because dreams arrive without conscious intention on our parts, they've always been seen as kind of mysterious. And because we can be in all kinds of fantastic settings, and even in other times, and even in other bodies, dreams are not bound to our waking life details. Now, some dreams just seem to be, kind of processing of mundane events in our lives. But other dreams, what Kelly Bulkeley calls big dreams, can really pack a punch. And when we wake up from a dream like that, we know that it's got some significance for us. And that may be because either the imagery is so powerful or the emotion in the dream is so strong. Those are really fascinating dreams. Now, when I talk about working with dreams, people will often say, well, I don't remember my dreams. That's a question I get asked a lot also. And I'll tell you, what I have seen to be true is that if we commit to recording our dreams, meaning we've put the pad and paper and pen by the bed, or maybe a recording device, when we commit to capturing our dreams, then we'll often remember them better. It's kind of like our psyche is saying, oh, you're paying attention. Here's another one. And so that's really important, that we set the intention to let our psyche know that we're going to take this seriously. Another thing that's really important about dreams is that we have to write them down as soon as we wake up, even if it's in the middle of the night, or the dream will just disappear. Really, sometimes even if you move too much, the dream will disappear. Now, the approach that I take with dreams is mostly based on Carl Jung's psychology. And just as a sideline, you can look in the information below this video, and this will be in every video, to find out about my story and kind of how I got to this place of why I'm talking about these things. So you can check on that link below. So anyway, the way I look at dreams, like I said, is based on Carl Jung's psychology. And so along those lines, I look at most dreams and most dream symbols as being about the dreamer's own life, rather than being about something external to them or about the external people that may appear in our dreams. So each image, then, can be seen as an aspect of the dreamer's own psyche or own inner life, inner world. Now, many cultures believe that we can dream for our entire community. A lot of indigenous cultures have taken this approach to dreams. And I don't want to discount that. That's a very important aspect of dreams. Jung himself had several visions and dreams that he later realized were pointing to World War I, though at the time he thought that they were just personal to his own life. So, for example, in one vision, he saw Europe covered in a sea of blood, and in another, as a frozen wasteland that was empty of people. So dreams can be about more than just our personal life. But I think for the most part, and this is how I like to approach dreams, is that they are telling us about something about our own life. But I will say, especially right now, a lot of people have reported dreams that are COVID related. People often also have had dreams either before or just after significant events, things like the 9/11 attack. People have had a lot of dreams that then point to that reality. So first, I want to talk about Jung's view of the psyche. Now, he wrote about the psyche as being more than just our waking consciousness. There, he saw that the psyche, a person's psyche, is both their consciousness, conscious awareness, but then also an unconscious layer, which he thought at first was a personal layer. But then he found that below that, and that also, by the way, that idea that there's a personal unconscious layer of the psyche was something that Freud believed also. But where Jung differed from Freud is that he then went on to say that there was a collective unconscious, and that it was from this collective unconscious, which was really basically the history of humankind that we inherit as we are born. And so he thought that this collective unconscious was the source of things like not just dreams, but myth and fantasies. And so he also saw the psyche as compensatory. So what that means is that he felt like if our ego attitude was getting out of balance, too heavy in one direction, that our unconscious, that our personal unconscious and drawing from the collective unconscious would bring up material to balance that out and to make us aware of something that would bring our attitude back to a state of balance that was not too heavy in one direction. So just as an example, if we are getting too perfectionistic, we might have something happen or something come up from our unconscious that points out to us just exactly how imperfect we really are. And that was, like I said, that's what Jung believed was the role of the psyche, that it had this compensatory role for us. And this balanced out our ego consciousness. I've got to move some notes here. Sorry about that. And so another thing that's true about our humanness is that we are perceiving the world all the time. Our bodies are perceiving the environment around us all the time. We are picking up cues from our environment all the time. Now, some of those cues, some of that information never raises to the level of consciousness. It stays in kind of an unconscious level of awareness. But we're still aware of that. And our deep unconscious psyche is then aware of things that our conscious minds are not aware of. Now, like I said, this might just be about picking up cues from our environment. In the same way that animals can pick up cues about what is happening. For example, when several years ago, when the tsunami hit in Thailand, it was talked about that the animals, elephants and other animals, ahead of the tsunami, moved to higher ground as if they knew that it was coming. And so humans, we're animals also, a little bit of a different kind of animal, but we're still animals. So we have those kind of instincts and the ability to intuit what is happening, because at that unconscious level, we're perceiving things from our environment all the time that our conscious mind is not aware of. Now, Jung also talked about that there is an image of wholeness in the psyche that he called the self. Now, he used the word self, but he usually capitalized it to talk about this image of wholeness in the psyche. And he's thought that this image, he called it the archetypal self, is leading us toward wholeness and integration. And so it's part of this psychic system that is working on our behalf to bring us toward wholeness and integration. Meaning that the things that are in what he called our shadow, and I'll talk about the shadow and things like that more in future videos. The shadow basically includes material that is unknown to our conscious mind. It doesn't just have to be things that are negative about us. It can be things that are positive, but things about us that we haven't yet integrated or owned. And so the self is leading us toward integrating all of those things about ourselves to make us a more whole person who can also live a life that is able to create more unique value and live up to our potential. And when I say value, I don't just mean what the world values. I don't mean success. I mean the way Whitehead talks about value, achieving enjoyment, achieving something unique in the world that is related to our perspective, that we bring to the world, to the actualized world that is full of diversity, that we bring something that only we can bring. That is the value that I'm talking about. So anyway, when we look at the psyche and the way the psyche is bringing up material from the unconscious, when I talk about that material, the language of the unconscious is symbol. I talked in an earlier video about that this kind of primordial mystery at the base of life, that this source of dynamism and creativity and possibilities is not, it's not conscious, and it's pre-language, pre-verbal. So the only way this unconscious can communicate with us is through symbol. So the psyche uses our own personal symbol system. And there's my dog barking for some reason. That's Cotton. He's my big dog. Yep, and that was Bobby, my little dog, going out to see what is up out there. But I'm going to keep talking. So anyway, the language of the unconscious is symbol. And so the psyche uses our own personal symbol system, as well as cultural symbols that we, that are in the culture that we live in. And so the psyche uses these symbols to communicate the content of what is still unconscious to us. And it works to expand our perception beyond what the conscious mind already knows, to kind of give us a greater access to wisdom and awareness and information. So the question of what dreams mean lies within you. The meaning of your dreams lies within you. And you can't find that meaning out from reading books, from, going to online sources, or going to symbol dictionaries. I mean, you might find those to be a little bit helpful, but really the meaning of your dreams comes out of your inner world and your experience and your psyche and what you perceive through your body, but in the environment. And I also think from what we might say is that sacred source, that divine source. And I'll talk more in the future also about how that might be possible, because, I'll occasionally talk about God. And I know that that's a word that can be problematic for some people. And I talked a little bit in a previous video about what I don't mean when I talk about God. I don't mean some bearded guy in the sky. I don't even mean a supernatural being. For me and for the people whose thinking I draw from theologically, God is in the world, natural to the world, coursing through the world as that living immediacy of the moment that arises with every moment, that source of vitality, that reason why there is something other than nothing, rather than nothing. So the meaning of your dreams lies within you, and you can better understand your dreams and your dream images by asking yourself what you associate with every image in your dream. Now, if you'd like to dive deeper with me to learn about how to work with your dreams using a particular technique called image association, then click on the link below to go for the deeper dive, and you'll get to a place where you can access another video on this topic where I talk just about how to do image association. Now, as I mentioned earlier, also below is a link to register for one of my upcoming Dream Divina events. There'll be one in December and 2 in January, and I'll keep scheduling those. So if you watch this video after December, just go to the link anyway, because you'll see more events listed there. And if you'd like to reach out to me, like I said, I work one-on-one with people to talk about their dreams, to work on dreams, to talk about their spiritual journey as kind of a coach. And so if you'd like to talk with me about how we might do that, then again, there's a link below so that you can connect with me and we can schedule your introductory session to talk about that. So if you have any other questions about dreams, spirituality, or transformation that you'd like me to talk about in these videos on this channel, then please put them in the comments below. I've got a lot of questions that people have already asked me on Facebook, and also below you can connect with me on various social media. So in the meantime, until next time, may your dreams be fruitful and your journey be joyful.